Cut.
Hello and welcome to the Black Man Games podcast, the only podcast that has to record our intro twice.
Quick, talk about busting. Oh, shit.
Fuck. Quick, start applying for jobs. This one looks good at Fastenal. Yes, I will apply at Fastenal.
Yes, I will move halfway across the planet.
I will totally move to another nation and get beamed the shit out by police daily for saying the word fuck.
Oh, dear. Can this job not work remotely? No.
Can I not just start living a nocturnal lifestyle?
Could I
Could I not?
Could I just find a hole in the ground and live in it?
No.
That has power and electricity and Wi-Fi.
Can the Canadian government stop fucking me over in the ass repeatedly?
Can the government do government things for once?
It's gonna be real. It's really bad that I'm arguing with a guy on Twitter because he wrote it. I won't say, but I argued with a guy on Twitter over something retarded that he posted, and I was like, wow, that's a little weird. I'm gonna be honest. And he's like, you're the one who thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I literally spent 5 seconds thinking about it.
5 whole seconds. Mm-hmm. Could not spend a single more second on it. Just 5 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. Joining me hello, listener. Joining me this week is Josh.
Yep. Like always.
My name is Jeff. No, not always. There's episodes where you're not here. I'm alone. And I'm sad. And then I have to listen to Ben complain about politics, or Rory give me shit, or another host give me shit. It's terrible.
And everyone else just goes, God damn it, Jeff.
It's my own Kobayashi Maru.
It's not even like a reference that makes sense.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
nothing I say works. Everything makes me upset. Everyone gets me bullied, and I just sit there and going, oh.
Go into a situation that is going to explode.
You know, apparently saying fuck every 5 seconds is not a good way to live your life, apparently.
It sounds like you have Tourette's.
I do.
Well, then, shouldn't you... I would think that it would need some sort of help there, but I don't know. I don't know anything.
I'm joking.
God damn it.
Apparently Elon Musk says being a free speech advocate is increasingly feeling like a Kobayashi Maru problem. Good on Elon.
I mean, he's fastly making that website into an inhabitable void that
I would rather have Twitter as it is currently than Twitter 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because Twitter right now is fun. I don't hate everyone on it. Whereas like before, it was like you would go on there and you would be like, I think that the economy's bad, and everyone would be like, oh, silly right winger, and you'd be like, I'm not even right wing, I support social policies. Oh, okay, you're a fucking idiot. And you'd be like, I hate you.
Oh no,
and they'd be like, oh, you're racist. I'm like,
on my end of Twitter, I just want all the fucking bots to just die. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many times I've been like, oh, you don't exist. You do not exist. Let me just add you to my ever-growing block list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Christ. Like, there's so many times like I even post or comment something, and I get a like on it, and I'm like, oh, someone liked the thing. And I go and I immediately look up the thumbnail and go, yeah, you're not real. Just straight from the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's such a piss off. Like, I kind of wish they had some sort of system where they realize, oh, if anyone has just a name, first name, and 1,000 digits afterwards, this has to be fake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for fuck's sake, I wish they just fucking just nail the fucking ground with those things, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. Other than that, Twitter on my side of things, it's great because it's only artists and game developers, and like maybe one or two other things of like, oh, look at this meme and look at this joke, haha. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter's fine.
Twitter is good.
Just again, I wish all bots would burn.
I see. Here's the thing: is like I personally, I would rather have. I personally prefer Twitter as it is now because, like, now when I go look up something, like, I still get the game developers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but all the game developers I follow on LinkedIn, and they're far less political, and they're far less irritating, and they're far better to deal with. I miss out on the indie devs. Because the indie devs only exclusively use like Twitter, Blue Sky, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh man, this terrible thing happens. And then I go to LinkedIn and it's somebody complaining about like getting laid off and losing their job.
Right.
Whereas like the indie dev is like, oh man, everything sucks. And it's like, look at LinkedIn. Oh man, guys, I made this cool thing and here's a job available and you can do this and this. And it's like, And like, I feel like the discussion's a lot better. Now, that is changing because we have a little shit on fucking LinkedIn who fucking runs his mouth and he's a little fucktard.
Oh.
I swear to God, he's actually like a Brutus in disguise.
Uh-huh.
All he does is like post on LinkedIn about how woke games fail, and it's like, man, I really don't like coming on here for this shit. I'm sorry, I ranted.
Just a little. At least you stopped.
Yeah. We should probably start talking about video games.
You probably should.
Or Deadpool. We can talk about Deadpool. Have you seen Deadpool yet?
No, of course not. Why would I watch a movie?
Because you can take your boyfriend, Leslie, to it.
No. He still hates going. It has a crowd thing. He can't really handle that.
You could take your boyfriend. I don't know. It's one of your boyfriends to go see it.
Which one?
I have no idea.
I have I have so many boyfriends. I got the wolf boyfriend. I got the strong.
I'm waiting for you to come on one day and be like, Jeff, I have a girlfriend, and me going, oh.
I can't make half of these jokes anymore.
Damn it. I wasted so much of my life. I can't make these jokes anymore. Damn it. It's going to be sad when I get a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yep.
Josh is going to be like, I knew it.
I knew it.
No matter which way I go, he's going to be like, I knew it.
I'm like, well, at least you're happy.
Yeah. So Deadpool's good. People should go see it. It's the best Wolverine movie of all time. And its pacing is really good.
Yeah.
Or its pacing is okay. Cassandra or Nova is Cassandra Nova is a really good character. Interesting. I wish she didn't die. Oh no, she died.
I hate the main antagonist. I hate the antagonist that isn't Cassandra, because the main the antagonist is the TVA agent who is going to wipe out Wade's world.
Okay.
And I feel like as if they didn't do that, that would be... If they didn't have the TVA or tied into Loki, I probably wouldn't have cared.
Okay.
That's my major complaint. The other complaint I have is that Hugh Jackman, man, he's really good. The ending of the movie is really good. The cameos are great. I really think Channing Tatum should have been Gambit.
Okay. it's kind of scary and sad.
Huh.
I do have one issue with it though, other than the antagonist.
Oh no, what's the issue?
They kill Cassandra, who basically is the main antagonist.
Yeah.
She mind fucks Wade.
Oh.
And basically the plot of the movie is that Wade tries to become an Avenger. He gets denied from being an Avenger.
Oh.
And then his Vanessa, his girlfriend, who actually is from Firefly.
Oh.
She actually can't carry Wade's baby, and she basically loses the pregnancy.
Oh.
And just basically sends Wade's life down a spiral.
Oh.
Wade's best friend, Peter,
right,
basically gets him a job working at a car dealership. And Wade's life basically is meaningless.
Huh.
And it really sucks because that movie needed more of the supporting cast. Like it would have been interesting if the person that was saving Wade was Vanessa. Vanessa was the one who was like, "Holy shit, Wade!"
Oh yes.
And Dupender was in the movie. More than he is. He's in like for a couple scenes.
Okay.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead is completely absent, almost. And Colossus is not in the movie at all.
Oh, what? That's the best part.
Yeah. So like you end up like all of these characters that you like from the Deadpool movies, they're basically not in this movie.
Huh.
And
interesting.
It makes it really sad because it's like, man, I wanted to see Dupender in the Wolverine fight, where Dupender's driving the Honda Odyssey and Wolverine goes off on Deadpool, and Dupender goes like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna go do something," and walks away. And it's a funny comedy bit where Dupender comes back and just sees the Honda Odyssey beaten to shit, and they're destroying his car. And Dupender throws down his stuff, and is like, "Okay, I'm just gonna watch this." Like, it would have been more fun if like the Deadpool crew was in this movie more.
Mm.
As it is, you have Wolverine, and it's a very good love letter to Wolverine. And I don't think that this is the best Hugh Jackman performance as Wolverine.
Okay.
But it's a pretty good Wolverine.
Oh. That's good.
Yeah.
This week I did not see any movie at all.
Because you hate talking about movies.
I hate movies with a passion. Oh God, I fucking man, why don't you go to a movie theater nowadays?
You should go to a movie theater.
I don't know. I heard the last time my brother went to a movie theater, he had to deal with a dude vaping in his general direction the entire fucking time he's watching the film.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, this vape smoke on top of you, and you're smelling blueberry the entire time. You're like, man, I don't want to be secondhand smoking vape smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, not like there could have been worse. There could have been like, I don't know, some jack off just yelling at the theater for some whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know. I just always preferred like, let me just if I'm gonna see this, I'll just load it up on my computer eventually. Well, I'll just see it on my computer. It'll be probably a better experience.
Yeah.
Also, I played a little special tournament with friends this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I played Brawl, and
How dare you?
It turns out I'm just really good with Kirby, and no one else on that roster, just Kirby.
Josh is like, man, I have a mean Kirby.
It turns out I'm actually kind of cracked at Kirby. Like,
I can beat anyone with Kirby.
It comes to a point. Well, it does come to a point where I realize, oh, if someone has reach, like some decent far poking bullshit, I have a heck of a time trying to get in because Kirby is a bit close up and personal. So it's like I try as I must to get in and do my special weird bullshit that Kirby does, but it's like, man, it's hard going when someone can like, oh, I can poke 2 characters away, try to deal with that, and I'm like, well, fuck. What else? Because my cracked out Kirby, I got 3rd place, which is nice. But at the same time, it was kind of, I was 4th place, kind of, because the way the tournament, worked was because the organizer was playing in the tournament, and he's just originally good at the game anyways. He kind of could just school anyone. So it's like, okay, if I get to first, like I always do, or place anywhere, I don't count. So it just moves up everyone else. So it's like, oh, I just kind of stole 3rd place somehow. So
you just were like, you were actually like half decent in a character, and you beat the shit out of these guys, and you were like, I'm the best, and I'm crack at Kirby, and it's like you're like sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna crack you at Kirby, and because I wasn't there, my ever persistent guidance, my backhand.
Although
you were like able to succeed.
Yeah, although it was funny, I had a few moments playing as Kirby, doing my, his down B in the air, he turns into a rock, like a statue or rock or whatever, and he
tunes into a heavy object and then kicks your ass.
And then you get fucking exploded. There was a couple of moments where I thought I died in the crossfire. No, I killed people, and I'm like, how?
Because you were God.
It turns out like the stone ability, the knockback is near impossible, but you still take damage, but 0 knockback. So it's like, as long as I touch you, I'm pretty awesome with the stone then, I guess. So that's what happened. And it just turns out, I'm just gonna Kirby all day, every day.
I'm going to Kirby until there's no Kirby no more.
I'm going to Kirby until I turn to a fine paste, and I'm going to snort him.
I'm going to snort that Kirby. I'm going to do what I do with Kirby.
And then all you hear out of my body is, hi.
I'm gonna grind your bones to dust, and I'm going to smoke it like crack cocaine. That might be grind your bones to dust and snort it like crack cocaine. That totally won't get us banned off YouTube. Totally.
Oh boy. Well, it's like an hour.
It totally won't put me in good graces with Podbean because they're still mad at me, but who cares?
Who cares? I mean, we're like 30 minutes in. We're good. We're good.
Yes.
No one's going to listen to us 30 minutes in.
Yeah, we got to talk about how Concord got felt.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I think I know of Concord.
Okay.
But it's a Sony game, right?
Yes, it's a Sony game. It's also on PC.
It's also on PC, and it's just no one cared.
It's a hero shooter.
Yeah.
I think the best thing it's a hero shooter that everyone hates.
Huh.
They have so this game came out right around the time of Black Myth Wukong.
Yep.
And everybody right now is like, Black Myth Wukong might be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Might be Game of the Year. Personally speaking, that is seeming possible, not 100% likely. Physically speaking, with this year of stinkers, it's probably not going to be the biggest thing in the world. Oh, 1 second. Macy. Hey. Macy. Over here. Come here. Macy, come here. So anyways.
Yes.
What ended up happening with Concord is it got announced, and everyone was like, "Ooh, cool, interesting new game."
Yeah.
And new franchise. Cool, interesting new franchise. And then things kept coming out about Concord. So you had the devs, you had information about the devs coming out.
What did they
Full
say?
disclosure, it was not good.
Oh.
It was like stuff where you were hearing things where it's like you had a person be like, "I don't want to make guns," and it was like, "But you're working on a hero shooter. That kind of is part of your job." But fair enough, you're allowed to do that. Whatever you want, you can make interesting first person weapons without guns and stuff like that. It is possible.
Yeah.
But things just kept coming out negative for this game, and this is all external from the mainstream game media. Mainstream game media, fucking, I don't know what they did, but it was just bad.
Like like they're just saying just negative things about it over and over.
Yeah, it just kept on bad things kept coming out about it, and it just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. I think it says a lot when they revealed their heroes and stuff like that, and there's some interesting stuff. But I'm going to read Pat Bovine's, somebody who both of us like, going his personal opinion on it, which is, "So I haven't actually seen any Concord characters until today. Legit the worst roster I've ever seen. Just genuine and in awe. 8 years of dev time for these guys. Picture source from PC Gamer." And it's like, I will send you this picture, Josh.
Okay.
I will post it in general, actually.
Because I want to see the roster, because I'm like, how generic is this roster?
Oh, that's the thing. None of these characters are generic.
Oh, so I actually had time and effort into it?
There are some where, like, I don't think that these are very generic. Like, I look at some of them and I'm like, this looks interesting-ish, but it just looks bad. Like, there are some of them that are standouts.
Let me take a closer look at this picture here, or at least go to the article itself. I mean,
okay, give me one. Okay, so here's the bottom right, second to the right.
Is that all of them in that one picture?
That's all of them in that one picture.
Huh. Okay.
There's that one is the most generic first person shooter guy to me, but like I look at the robot and it looks.
Yeah, it looks fine.
The next one to it? No.
So I'm looking at this roster. I'm looking at like their silhouettes. 3 to 4 of them look the fucking same.
Yeah.
One of like 2 of them are kind of similar, not really. 2 of them again, same silhouette again.
Yeah,
it's just there. I don't think there's enough standout here to make it like remotely interesting. Other than like the alien chick with like moss or something going over her shoulders. Like she has like a mushroom cap helmet or something.
One.
Yeah.
But like I look at like the one on like second row right, and it's like I've seen that very outfit.
Yeah,
worn by a girl.
Like,
what am I getting here?
Like, that's the funny thing is, like, these are kind of like your, supposedly this game was development for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Man, it just feels like this has been put out in a year.
So it gets better.
Okay.
Because I should probably reveal I've interviewed at the studio. I interviewed at the studio. I was trying to get a job. It was very important that I got a job. And then I got someone who was gainfully employed. You know, I feel like I dodged a bullet, but like, and when you look at the player counts, you'll see why I say that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, though, listener. My bullet is coming for me sooner than you think.
Oh, no.
My name is going to be associated with possibly a game that will kill a studio.
Oh, no.
But Concord on Steam charts right now, and this is only the Steam numbers, so the PlayStation numbers could be a lot more.
Or hell of a lot less. Who knows?
It's probably going to be hell of a lot more because, Josh, do you want to give me an estimate of the peak players who played this game?
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
It was almost 700.
Okay. Players right now, 247.
Uh-huh.
I dodged a fucking bullet.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to be honest. Games have bad launches. That's to be expected. This game could have been a lot better, launched a lot better and better, and launched in a really good state. Everything I hear about it is there is literally no technical complaints about this game.
Yeah.
The issue is that they've gone in and removed politics and LGBTQA+ from tags from their Steam things. You have people literally finding this out recently. So they're freaking out about that. You have people like me who, are just done with this stuff, don't really care about it, and are just like, I'm not buying a new video game. I'm gonna wait until everyone tells me to buy a video game, and I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
And that's been kind of my opinion.
I mean, literally, that's kind of the same mantra for me of like, 2 out of the 3 or I don't know, like 5 people in my list of friends go, I'm playing this now, and like 3 of them of the 5 are playing it, so therefore, I guess I'll play it. Like, and I'll then talk to them, go, how is it? They're like, yeah, it's fun. Do this yada yada and the other thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Actually, there's another not a hero shooter, it's a MOBA from Steam with Deadlock.
Let's talk about that because the comparison is very interesting. But I do want to add one last thing to the Concord discussion.
Okay.
You then had a dev come out and basically attack gamers.
Oh, cool.
It went about as well as you could expect.
Yep.
And
we spent so much time on it. Stop it!
No, it was worse than that. He called he's like, all the people who hate us are talentless pieces of garbage.
That's still, we spent so much time on it. Stop it! That's literally.
And it's like, okay, man, like my lumps are coming any day now. I am going to be associated with a game that will probably kill a studio. Most likely. I'm not going to act that way. I'm literally going to be like, yeah, we fucked up. That's all that happened. We fucked up. We could have done better.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm literally looking at character thumbnails for the character, like it's just portraits of the characters from Deadlock. A million times better.
I mean, here's the thing: is like, okay, let's talk about Deadlock now. Like every single fucking character in Deadlock. Yeah. Every single one. I look at and it's like, oh, this guy looks interesting. Oh, this guy looks I'm not really into that guy, but this guy looks interesting. That looks really weird. That's kind of cool. Yeah. There's no consistent style.
Yeah, well, I mean, the style is that they're trying to be, what was that, the
Gothic 19s, 50s.
Yeah, like, it's trying to be 1920s, like, that Gothic look and feel. Noir. But at the same time, there's also, like, the one guy, Dynamo, he's a freaking, a scientist that got his body exploded through what a guy can tell is an atom experiment. And because he talks about his atoms being screwed up, so he put himself in a jar, or a jar of or at least something to contain himself in a robot so he can still continue with shit. And yeah, like this is the one. Actually, that's the one character I played when I played the game, and I was like, wow, you know, this guy is interesting, and he like talks about science shit and whatever, and his moves were kind of interesting and what he does. But then again, looking at the character and just like the theme and the character and like how he presents himself, it's like, oh, this looks pretty good. And I'm pretty sure in Concord, they're all going to be generic as fuck.
I mean, okay, so here's my thing with Deadlock.
Yeah.
I got invited to the game, and I was like, okay, I'm playing this game now. Yep. I also invited, as a courtesy, I invited, I think you and like a couple other people. Because I was like, oh, I can do this. It's easy and stuff like that.
Do you get like an email for invite, or is it through the game?
You get emails.
Oh,
so
okay.
like right now, I'm inviting a friend into Deadlock because I'm like, I saw that he wanted it, and I'm like, oh, I can do this, and this is easy. And it makes him feel a lot happier. Might make him bring a little bit of joy to him and stuff like that. Personally speaking, every single time I play that game, I have fun. And I have put in 7.2 hours, which I think is about 7 games. And I've had this game since about Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. It is a game that is very... It might be my personal game of the year. If it... I do have some complaints. There's improvements. But if they continue down this path, I might be the one who... I might be a guy who goes, oh my god, this is my game of the year. Right now, as it sits, it's definitely on my 4th. It's definitely in my 4th spot.
Yeah. Yeah, as for like something that came out this year, it's up there. Although I don't think it's officially came out yet because it's just invite only. But yeah, just the game that took supposedly 8 years, and you got the most generic people on the face of the earth, and then you see Deadlock that I don't know how much time frame they got to develop on Deadlock, although it's Steam, so maybe at the same time.
It's Valve. It's going to be... Valve has this weird metric where it's like probably going to be about a couple of years.
Yeah.
So...
But it's either a couple of years or 8 years. Like, who knows?
Oh, it's probably more than 8 years.
Probably, like, I would think, I don't know, for Deadlock, and if there were if they did their same effort of working on Deadlock as they did, I don't know, like their other properties, I would suspect that that Deadlock would be like maybe 5 years.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's my thing is like 5 years.
I think 5 years.
I think you're probably closer to right.
Yeah.
Just without me knowing anything, I think you're probably right.
Yep.
Not because like I think that you're wrong, not because like I think that like you have like some unbeknownst knowledge or something like that, but that just seems about right with the state of where the game is. Yeah.
I mean, like, Valve does have the opportunity to just kind of lay back and develop something with time.
And improve it.
And go back and forth whether a character is good or bad.
Like, here's the thing, is, like, there's a couple characters who really are bad.
Yeah.
And there's a couple characters who really need an improvement.
Yeah. In Deadlock.
Yeah.
I think what they're going for is if it's going to be a MOBA of sorts, it's going to be, there's going to be characters that overlap, and there's going to be characters that are going to be similar but different. Like you have three.
My complaint is about 2 characters.
Oh, I see. Have you actually touched all the characters?
No, I haven't.
I see. Because I wish I want to touch all the characters, but I only touched like maybe 4.
I have touched Detective Ash or Detective Spectra. Okay, I actually have to load up the game and actually look.
Oh, because there's Infernus, which is the guy who has read it.
I have touched him.
He's interesting. Leaves fire trails, and
he is the one character who I feel like as if the way I've been doing things is like okay. The way Deadlock works is when you load up into a match, you basically have 3 options. You have to select a bunch of heroes that you want.
Yep.
And all of those heroes, you basically are like, these are the heroes I want to play. It then goes, you then can say, I want to play this guy really a little bit more than others, or I want to play this guy definitely, and these are my picks.
Yes.
So far, I believe I have played Abrams, Bebop, Dynamo, Hayes, Infernus, Vindicta 7, and McGinnis, Wraith.
Cool.
The characters I have issues with, and this is just an aesthetic thing, Yamato, Grey Talon, and Kelvin. And it's like, Yamato, I don't think is 19... I don't think she envelops that 1950s Japan aesthetic enough.
Or whatever 1920s Japan was.
Yeah. Grey Kelvin or Grey Talon. He's a little bit. He kind of seems a little bit out there per se. And then Calvin is just like a Canadian Eskimo. And it's like, man, I just wish that he was an Eskimo, because that would be actually interesting. But as such, he's an English explorer, it seems like. And I don't know. But I've played a lot. I've been trying to play characters. So far, the ones that I seem to like are 7, and I want to get good with Infernus. I like Abrams. There's a lot of characters I need to play a little bit more of.
Yeah.
Spectra and Vindicta seem really fun.
I know there's a bunch of characters. I mean, if anything, I probably want to touch all the characters on the roster, because it's like, I don't know. It's like cracking open a loot box. It's like, okay, what gimmicks is this character? Let's see what they are.
Oh, and I'll say this about Wraith. The match I played with Wraith, she is a fucking. I'm sure that if you know how to play her, she's really good.
Yeah.
She is one of the coolest guns in the game, and she has some of the coolest spells in the game. Her ultimate seems useless.
I
feel as if Bebop, though, is way too much keyboard mashing for my personal opinion. You might like him, but if you have you might want an MMO mouse for him.
Yeah.
But he is a very good keyboard thing. And that's my opinion on those characters.
Yep.
I like everything about the game.
So Deadlock, good.
Deadlock, good. What's your opinion?
Concord needs improvement.
Concord needs to be let out to the shed.
Concord, if they can somehow turn it around and not let's say the No Man's Sky, the game, to being better than what it is, I mean, that would be insane.
I mean, okay, so here's what they would need to do that.
Money?
No.
Time.
A single player.
Oh.
If you give me a single player,
Yeah.
That's half decent and fun.
Yeah.
I will play it.
Huh.
If you gave me, if you were like, hey, we made a single player to add on to Concord and it's another $50, and you don't need to buy Concord in order to play the single player, cool. That might be enough to save the game. And like if every single season you just released a little bit of a tidbit for that and for DLC, and like if you're a Concord owner and you buy the DLC and cosmetics and stuff like that, and you actually get up to that point where you're a diehard Concord fan, that might actually save the game a lot more than what it is right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like Deadlock a lot. Just really tragic timing. It's kind of sad because like people are like, oh man, Concord, there's devs' jobs on the line, and it's like, my personal opinion is that I don't think that the team treats. Let me rephrase that. I don't think that team deserves what's going to come their way, but I think their game speaks a lot more for themselves. And I think that it says, like, when you're looking at the design shot and you're saying that's a generic design, that's the generic, 3 out of 4 of these have the same silhouette, that's kind of like, maybe these people should not be in, maybe these people don't need a job right now, or should not be leads.
Or I don't know if this, if these like, kind of feel like somewhere someone on the team should have been like, oh, these need to be revamped or something, but they went ahead with that design anyways, and I'm kind of wondering if it's just a management problem, like
I think it is,
like it's usually been for the most part.
Yep.
Because it's like, man, like I'm not like, sure, I kind of know art to some degree, but I'm not a huge professional at it. But even I could tell this is garbage. Like, come on.
Yeah. But we have to talk about other things now. We have to talk about other things that Josh really wants to talk about, like Spin Rhythm and Temp Zero.
Yep. It's Temp Zero.
And Stormgate.
Hold on, let me go back to that list and make sure I typed it in properly.
Temp Zero. Is Temp Zero a porn game, Josh? Do we have to be worried about that? Do I have to put
No, it's just a roguelike shooter of some degree. Although less roguelike and more bullet hell.
Oh great. So I don't have to use the actual like the porn game one.
No.
For the outro again. So
Temp Zero is basically a like, I guess, more Binding of Isaac of like, yeah, there's monsters everywhere and they're kind of shooting their projectiles at you. So it's a bit of a, you know, bullet hell situation, getting through all that and then hitting the back with your powers. In Temp Zero, you start with either a sword for your attack or a little mini, I guess an Uzi. And then you get a special magic ability in which can teleport you across the room. Or if you hit into an enemy, it does some good damage on the enemy. And you have two different types of magic attacks. It's the zoom across a room and hit someone with your magic attack, or just zoom across the room until you hit a wall. Or the other one ricochets you off the wall at least 2 times. And also depends on distance. So if it's too long, it'll peter out. So basically this game is just a really condensed bullet hell shooter that's actually, I think it's kind of fun. I don't think I spent too much money on it in the first place because I got it on sale. Yep, it's only $3 right now. And if you act fast now for the next 12 hours, you get it for $2.84. Act fast now. Act fast now. Act fast now.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, like this game's very low to the ground. Very actually, I find it kind of neat of how it actually kept changing up its gameplay every time I was advancing a couple of levels. So I got to a point where there was a AoE attack on the floor. I had to keep dodging the AoE attack just so I have to keep moving around, shooting at the enemies, and keep using my magic ability and keep going back and forth with that attacks and stuff like that. The map that you fight in is also kind of random because there's not, I would say there's almost no map that's the same. So you fight in a big triangle with a lot of little walls, or you fight in that H, and you got to find a way to move yourself around in that H pattern to kill the foes. And also, I got to a point where I could kill a boss, although I kind of fudged that up and got stuck in a corner and couldn't find a way out and died. So I was getting close. It wasn't that close. Also, the game kind of has some rhythm elements to it, although I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a rhythm game. Even though I would say it's kind of based on that. I felt it was more bullet hell than it is a rhythm game. Because like it's weird because on Steam it says it's an action roguelike, rhythm-like, and music. I didn't like the music. Was good. I liked it. It's just that I never felt like it was really a rhythm game per se. It was just more of like, oh, I gotta make sure I move around and shoot all the foes properly so I can groove out to the music, but I still have to kind of dodge all the shit that's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's actually more to this game that I'm reviewing just simply because this looks like, or I don't know, that could be early footage, but it's like, oh, there's like another room you can get to. You can switch out your weapons if you want to. The boss is just literally a floating eye that tries to kill you with different, lot more crazier attacks than other things and other enemies in the game are trying to kill you with. And yeah, it's just like a groovy little bullet hell. I so far like it. I like it, and for $3 you could do way worse. And the next one, and the next one I played, what is it? Oh yes, Spin Rhythm DX. So this one is kind of audio surf, kind of. I'm trying to think of some other similarities. What this is, although the way the game's played is very, very different from other rhythm games I played. So far, you still have the track, and you still have the notes coming down at you on the track. Here's the link to the store. So the track is coming down at you. They're still coming towards you on the track like regular notes are. But the gimmick with this one is that you have a color bar in front of you. Your color bar is either red or blue. And you have to match up the notes are coming down the track with red or blue. So, and you don't have to press anything for that. You just, when they match up, they get hit and you're on the same track level basically with whatever's coming down. As the level gets, harder and more intense, you start getting hold notes, which you gotta, once that color shows up, you hold down the X button and you gotta hold down for that, hold down for the rest of the note until it's gone. Then you also have a spinning barrel in front of your on the screen, which you can rotate it no matter what other direction you want. It'll keep doing the same pattern of red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. So if you really had to, you can keep spinning back and forth or one direction to get the same color that you need to show up on the track. Also, there's a lot of little gameplay elements that kind of keep you on your toes. Both the there's one element of you have to spin your wheel one direction and back another There's you have to spin right on this one section. You have to spin your wheel back and forth like a DJ scratch. What else? Oh wait, this guy's using a turntable to play the game? That's actually pretty rad. So basically, yeah, the gameplay of the whole thing is like, just as long as you're matched up with the right colors and you're hitting the, your buttons to timing on the right thing, like the right things to show up on the screen. That's basically the rhythm game part of it. It's like, oh, just make sure your timing's perfect and you're good. Listen to the music and whatever. I just find that the gameplay element of it is like, it's kind of laid back for the most part, of like, oh, it's not as, because everyone just expects it to be like a Dance Dance Revolution knockoff of like, oh, we gotta hit the button to every single rhythm hit possible. Well, sure, that's a thing eventually down the line, but like right now, it's with the level I'm at, it's not necessarily the case. It's just more like, oh, just follow the line and follow the pattern and you eventually get there. And it's like, that's okay, that's a little interesting. You don't have to hit the button all the freaking time. And what else? Also, I bought the one DLC pack for this game that I felt like, oh, this is a very important DLC pack, I need this. Monster Cat DLC. Basically, it's a lot of dubstep whoop that I need in my life, and I was like, yes, I'll get this. This is so important. I need this. Yeah, like so far, like I would say the game rhythm itself is pretty fun, and like the music selection is really good. All electronic music base is all pretty good. I think the only thing that sucks about this game right now is there's not really a lot of tracks. Although I think there's a lot of track, like when you first start out in the game, there's already a lot of tracks. But I'm like, oh, why aren't there like maybe metal tracks? Why aren't there maybe hard rock tracks? Why aren't there maybe R&B tracks? Why isn't there not rap tracks? Why is there not, other genres that could probably show up here? It's just they're not. So I think maybe the dev has maybe moved on from the game, or they're maybe cooking up more shit for the game. I don't know. The game did come out in 2003, so maybe they're cooking up more. Maybe they're cooking up more stuff. Who knows? And let's see. Oh, there's a track editor apparently. Yeah, it looks like there's a track editor. Oh, another thing about the game, it has features in the game is colorblind has colorblind features in the game, which actually is super rad, because I never see games that have any colorblind features whatsoever. So this game to have like, oh, you can't see the colors coming down the track, you can change to any color you want for the track. Do you think the effects on the track are too annoying? You can turn those off. Do you think that the effect on the side of the, like, to the point of like, if you wanted to turn off all the dumb effects in the whole game and just see the track, you could do that too. Like, there's a lot of flexibility, which I'm like, just, hands clapping. Holy shit. More devs should add this crap in their games, because I remember playing DJ Hero back in the day, and I had to put a piece of paper over the fucking screen because I was getting a headache from all the flashing. Like, I was loving the shit out of it, and I was like, oh god, I have to put paper over the screen just so I can play the fucking thing.
An epilepsy warning. Oh god.
Literally, like, I think DJ Hero 2 was the worst one. Actually, hold on. The first one was featuring Daft Punk, wasn't it? Yeah, the first one was featuring Daft Punk. The second one, I think it was also featuring Eminem and some other artists, but I can't remember. But it was I looked all over the place just to see if I can turn off the flashing that goes on in the scenery for the game, and there was no setting for that anywhere. So I was like, well, I guess I just have to put paper over the screen and just be like, well, I have to play through this way. And then I would just start realizing this fucking sucks. Like, I can only see the track and listen to the fun music, and that's it. Like, fuck me, man. Like, I wish I didn't get such a bad headache from this flashing, but okay. Oh, fuck. Man, I fucking hate it. That sucks so much. When I start realizing, oh no, I'm getting a headache from all the flashing. I gotta put paper on the TV so I keep playing. I'm like, that sucks. Oh, no one on that team realized how much flashing can fuck up people's like vision and fucking like if they get epilepsy, you know, fucking quaking in their seat or some shit because they realize, oh, those flashings fucking people up. Like Christ. What was it? The Mega that also there was a movie that had really bad flashing, and it turns out when you was it Megamind 2? Yeah, Megamind 2 had real bad flashing to the point of people where they were having epileptic seizures in their seats in the theater with their kids, which is not great. And it turns out when it comes to epileptic seizures, there's no industry standard for that shit because it's kind of rare. And it's like, well, okay, if it's, I guess the barometer you should go for is like, does this cause you headache? And it's like, well, that's not great because I think there should always be a fucking thermostat in your game of like, there's flashes in the game. If you need to turn it off, here's a button. You could turn it off right here. And it's like, yeah, I'll flip it off right now because I don't want to get a fucking headache. Dear devs, please always put a flashing. This game has flashing.
Please put an indicator that says if there's flashing, please turn off flashing for epilepsy warnings.
Yeah, like, or if you're gonna have a game that is, let's say it's the gimmick of the game is to have the flashing, but if you can somehow also design your game around turning it off, that also be kind of cool. That means you're better developer than like 95% of other people.
I will say this though, I did find I did have a funny incident while you were ranting, Josh.
Yeah.
I have been talking, so I've been arguing with somebody over him posting Bussy Bustin'.
Oh yes,
on Twitter, and he finally he responded to me, and he called me a tourist, and I was like,
a tourist?
A tourist.
Okay.
I am totally not a dick. So I totally did not engage, and I totally did not say anything, and I totally am not a jack. Yes, I was a very good boy. I did not fuck an asshole today. Or a pussy.
Only a hand.
Only a hand. I was a very good boy. I was the greatest boy ever. I totally was not a little shit. Anyway, Stormgate.
Is that a video game?
It is a video game. It's a game I really want to like.
RTS.
It's an RTS, a StarCraft clone.
Cool.
The game does not give you. Okay, so for some people who have never played, who grew up with StarCraft, StarCraft 2 is one of the coolest RTS games of all time. It is second only to Command and Conquer. It is a really good game where people need to play. And as a strategy game, it's pretty good. This game is made by former StarCraft 2 devs. And how do I say this? It could be better. In talking to Ben about it, he says that his major complaint is that it feels like as if it has hero units as like the monetization. And personally speaking, I think that this game has a couple of problems. For me personally speaking, I think the UI is really terrible.
Okay, yeah. It's like 1990s UI kind of design.
It feels like that. The specs are way too high for what the game's quality looks like. Like, it looks like they were like, we're going to release it in early access. We're also not going to include the ability in order to actually like run the game on most systems. So the minimum requirements are 64-bit operating system, Windows 10, 6 cores, 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1060, and DirectX version 11, and 50 gigabytes of space. The recommended is 8 cores, 16 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 2060. So it feels like as if the optimization pass hasn't happened yet. The other thing is that there was when I said the UI is really terrible, it doesn't feel like as if there's a bot match option. So for somebody like me who is like, I want to experience this game, I don't want to play ranked, I don't want to play multiplayer, I'm an idiot, I don't want to play this.
I see.
The game, they're like, oh well, we don't have a solution for you. Get fucked.
No, you have to sweat it out, sweaty.
Yeah. And it's like I don't want to do that. I just want to play your game. And I might want to play it with friends and stuff like that. But it feels like as if this is like an option that isn't really done. And it's like I played through the basically the single player campaign.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's a character who feels like as if that she's just the main character because of course she is.
Of course she is.
And I need to play more of it. And I just don't have the money or the reason to.
Right.
So I don't know. I put 2.6 hours into the game. And I think this is definitely going to be one of those games where it's like, as time progresses, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
But it's just not there yet. And like,
will it ever leave early access?
Yes.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Hopefully, because man, there's some games that go, you go look it up on Steam now and go, wait, hasn't this game like came out forever ago? And you look at it and it still says early access.
And then you find out that there's like a secret, there's like another game that like there's a sequel, and you're like, what?
You look at the sequel and it's not early access, and you're like, whoa, is everyone playing the sequel now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just give me my epilepsy switch, and we're all good.
This game though, like I was playing a little bit of it, and like the last mission, I was like, this seems really stupid. And like I got a little bit of the base building mechanics. Man, I really want that bot match, because it's like, man, I kind of think that this will be fun. And probably will be. Who knows? Is that a podcast? Did we have anything else we want to talk about?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Black Mind Games podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday on blackmindgames.podbean.com. I am probably going to be shitting. I'm probably going to get shitted on Twitter. Hooray. At least it will be as bad as the last one, where the last one was a kid basically being like, You're a dog. I'm going to treat you like a dog. And it was me being like, I don't fucking care. You're a boomer. Fuck off. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's going to be my week. That's what I'm going to do because I apparently can't do anything, right? Joking.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we'll probably figure out the Podbean stuff and everything will be uploaded in once eventually. So, see ya. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Well, I fucked up.
Have more rights than anyone else does, practically.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
it does.
yeah. So I'm just getting relayed information from Leslie about the show he's watching, and I'm like, this sounds like it's utter shit, and they're overflowing with people, and should ship them out. And he's like, no, you're right. You're totally right.
It sounds like that. I hate this, and they should do actual property rights. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
No fucking shit. Also, I'm going to read you a green text that's horrifying.
Uh-oh.
Be me, 23, fucking this older girl. She's around 30. Getting busy cooming and getting busy dying. Suddenly she grabs my face, leans close, whispers, come for Mobby, baby boy. Sit there frozen in complete shock. Jizz the biggest load of my life. Guys, I am no longer attracted to girls to stage. This bitch has given me a mommy fetish and ruined my life.
Oh no.
Oh no. Nothing wrong with having a mommy fetish.
Depends on the severity of that.
Also, I have another tweet because my Twitter account is very interesting. Cybertruck or 1940s or 1950s, 60s, 70s Ford.
The bottom one probably has more functionality than the top one, and it works.
The top one is a supercar, Josh. You got to pick there. You got to pick there. Do you want a supercar or do you want a... This is the original one.
I want the truck.
I want to be a burden.
I want a truck for my trucking virtues to be met, so I want number 2.
I want number 2 for my truck.
I know I can go to the shop and get a part and can fix it properly. With this fucking Tesla, I can't.
Sounds about right.
Also, all the features that fucking stupid truck is supposed to feature don't fucking work in the fucking first place.
Oh my god, somebody finally just asked the question. Should Sony bring back the fast shooters like Killzone, SOCOM, and Resistance? Yes!
Yeah, why not?
Holy fucking shit. Okay,
that show, I mean, Killzone was like if I remember correctly, like kind of rad, and like that.
Killzone 1 sucks. Killzone 2 is okay. Killzone 2 is like a 4 out of 10. Killzone 3, everyone liked dog piles.
I remember playing one of them and I thought it was pretty cool.
2 is really good, and like 3 is fine.
Okay.
Resistance is the one that everyone, like, whenever I'm like, yeah, I never played Resistance, everyone's like, you should buy PS3 and play Resistance. I'm like, okay, maybe I will.
Is that Killzone Resistance?
No, Resistance is the one where it's like you are a human. and you're fighting an alien enemy who basically morphs people into humans, and you had walls that you could shoot bullets through and stuff like that. It was basically meant to be their PlayStation's Halo.
Oh, is that?
I think it was
Gorilla?
Hold on, let me look.
Is it Gorilla?
No, I think it's Insomniac.
Or no, I mean, what's that game series called? It's all about deformation of the scenery. In the
Resistance Fall of Man is made by Insomniac Games. You're probably thinking of the LucasArts game where it's the Gears of War.
No, it's the Guerrilla Factions or Guerrilla.
Red Faction.
Yeah, Red Faction. And there's
Mars.
Then there's Red Faction Guerrilla,
which is the.
I thought there was a Red Faction whatever, but I guess not.
That's the game that you're thinking of. Yes, this is a completely different game.
Okay.
This is Resistance Fall of Man, which is.
Oh, that one's the space aliens invaded during the 50s.
Yeah, no, it's like 40s.
Oh, okay.
1990s, an insect-like race known as arrived in Russia. Yeah, it's the game that I wish I could play, but I had an Xbox 360, and I was a lowly Xbox 360 player who had Halo 3 and Mass Effect.
I mean,
and good franchises.
During that whole series of games back and forth, I think that Xbox was just all your friends had an Xbox, so therefore you're probably going to get an Xbox.
It was worse than that. It was more of like everybody. It was like everybody bought an Xbox 360, and the Xbox 360 just had better games. Unless you're talking about JRPGs.
Yeah, or you want something just kind of weird and quirky. The PS3 had that weird and quirky.
We covered, but the Xbox 360 just had better games. And 9 times out of 10, the console, like the game itself would run better on an Xbox 360.
Yeah. Those early day shit for the PS3 was just really gnarly.
Yeah, like I here's the thing is like here's the takeaway I take away from this entire tweet.
Yeah,
which I will repeat is: should Sony bring back their past shooters like Killzone, SOCOM, and Resistance? I don't think Horizon's really that bad. I don't think Spider-Man's that bad. But like I think that like this is a question for the rest of the industry. Should manufacturers go back to their past IP? Yes.
You should, yeah. Or at least pass the torch to someone else who wants to fucking do cool shit with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a remake of Killzone 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind a remake of Resistance 1, 2, and 3.
I wouldn't
mind a remake of Jax and Daxter 1, 2, and 3. And Jax Racing.
Yeah. The one series I always liked, and I kind of wish they could make another one, but it just got gobbled up by another fucking company. I'm pretty sure it was Activision Blizzard gobbled up Sucker Punch.
Uh-huh.
And they're the ones that made Sly Cooper, and I always liked the series because it was like, oh, fucking silly go lucky, they're gonna go steal these artifacts so the bad evil doesn't come back, and this guy is a raccoon, but he steals so good and all that shit.
They made Infamous. I think they're still Sony.
Yeah, I think they're just absorbed to Sony now.
Oh no, you want to know what they're working on?
Spider-Man?
No.
I can't remember.
Probably working on another Ghost of Tsushima game.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because they're not a bad okay. So Sucker Punch, they made Sucker Punch is one of those game companies that like really makes really good games. Like has consistently made really good games.
Yeah,
because they made Sly Cooper.
Yep.
Then they made Infamous 1, 2, and I think there was another one.
There was the third one. It was kind of DLC.
Festival of Blood, everyone liked, and then there was Second Son, which was the opening game for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And I think people were like mid on that game because it was like, okay.
Yep.
And then you had Ghost of Tsushima, which is like, sexy. Love it.
Right.
And they haven't made anything else since, but they've been consistently pretty good about making good games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Considering this week that we're going to talk about like Concord and
Dust Barn?
Oh, have you not heard of Dustborn?
No. Are we seeing it right? Dust Barn?
Dustborn.
Oh, Dustborn. No, I have not heard or seen anything about that.
Okay, let me look up Dustborn. Okay, Dustborn is... Okay, man. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I got to be very honest. Okay, so... Wow, it's funny that one of my coworkers really wants to play this game. But this game has 45 players on Steam.
Uh-huh.
And you use the word trigger as an attack. You literally use the race card. It is the dumbest it's a really dumb video game. And this is a game that I think you would like. Hold on, let me.
Oh yeah, totally.
Let me send it to you because you're going to be like, man, Jeff, I just want a political game that I can play with my friends and hate my life and
just born.
God damn it.
Well, I can tell you right now that the thumbnail image looks kind of polished. But then let's see.
It's sponsored by the Canadian or UK government. I think it's the UK government, so I think that's good. Woo! Goodbye, Volcano High. God, that was our fuck up.
I mean, the look of this game does have a kind of Borderlands look.
It
has that outlaw / on the road desert. I mean, Borderlands was like kind of Western, kind of.
Yeah. To me, do you want to know what I think when I see this game? I see interesting art style.
Yeah.
That doesn't take any risks.
Yeah, you could say
I see. We're the resistance fighters. We're going to parody everything that a group of people tell us on the TV. And we're standing up against evil. And it's like, yeah, I'm waiting for the Norm Macdonald Hitler routine.
I mean, funny enough, this looks half decent.
It looks really well made.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I just don't care.
Meh.
Mm-hmm. Shall we sync?
Yeah, hold on. I think I'm still recording. Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, sync in 3, 2, 1.